Karen's voice sliced through the morning like a chainsaw through butter, shrill and unapologetic, as she stood on my lawn declaring my life's possessions free garbage. By noon, my yard sale was a circus of scavengers, and I was one step away from losing everything, suing her into oblivion. My name's Jenna, and I'd spent weeks planning this yard sale. After my divorce, I needed to downsize, clear out the old memories, and maybe make enough to cover a few bills. My front yard was a mosaic of my past. Baby clothes my kids had outgrown, a chipped coffee table from our first apartment, even my ex's dusty golf clubs I couldn't wait to be rid of. I'd posted signs around the neighborhood, shared the event on the local Facebook group, and set up tables with price tags carefully taped to each item. It was supposed to be a fresh start. Then came HOA Karen. She waddled into my life like a storm cloud in yoga pants. Her face twisted into a permanent scowl that screamed she'd never met a rule she didn't love enforcing. Karen was the HOA president, the kind of woman who'd measure your grass with a ruler and fine you for a single dandelion. I'd had run-ins with her before complaints about my mailbox being too faded or my car parked an inch over her imaginary line. But this was war. Saturday morning, I was arranging a stack of old books when I noticed a crowd forming. Not the polite, browsing kind of crowd, but a swarm. People I'd never seen before were grabbing armfuls of my stuffed clothes, dishes, even my grandmother's antique lamp without so much as a glance at the price tags. A guy in a stained tank top shoved a blender into a trash bag, muttering, "Free stuff, right?" "Free," I snapped, storming over. "Nothing's free. Everything's priced." He blinked, confused, and held up his phone. There, on the neighborhood Facebook group, was a post from Karen's account. "Free yard sale today, 142 Maple Drive. Come take whatever you want." The post had 87 likes and 43 comments, most of them laughing emojis or people tagging friends to hurry before it's gone. My stomach dropped. I spun around, scanning the chaos, and there she was, Karen, standing across the street, arms crossed, smirking like she'd just won a chess match. Her oversized sunglasses perched on her nose, reflecting the mess she'd caused. I marched toward her, dodging a woman hauling away my kid's tricycle. "Karen," I shouted, "what the hell is this?" She didn't flinch. "Oh, Jenna, don't make a scene. I'm just helping you clear out your junk. It's practically a public service." Her voice dripped with condescension, like she was explaining colors to a toddler. "You posted my yard sale was free? Are you insane? That's theft." "Theft?" She laughed, a sharp, grating sound. "It's not my fault people saw your trash and assumed it was free. Maybe if you kept a tidier lawn, this wouldn't happen." My fists clenched. I wanted to scream, to shake her until that smug grin fell off her face, but the crowd was growing, and my stuff was vanishing. A teenager was walking off with my ex's golf clubs, and a woman was stuffing my daughter's old dresses into a duffel bag. I turned to the crowd, waving my arms. "Stop. Nothing's free. Put it back." Most people ignored me. A few looked embarrassed and dropped what they were holding, but others just kept grabbing. I spotted my neighbor, Mr. Torres, trying to calm things down, but even he looked overwhelmed. His wife, Lila, was filming the whole thing on her phone, probably for evidence or TikTok. I turned back to Karen. "You're going to fix this, or I'm calling the police." She rolled her eyes. "Go ahead. They'll laugh you out of town. It's just a misunderstanding, Jenna. Get over it." A misunderstanding? My life was being looted because of her. I stormed back to my yard, heart pounding, and started snapping photos of the chaos, people walking off with my stuff, Karen's smug face in the background, the Facebook post still glowing on my phone. I wasn't just angry. I was humiliated. This was my fresh start, and she'd turned it into a free-for-all. By the time the crowd thinned, I'd lost over half my inventory. The golf clubs, the lamp, a box of my kids' toys gone. I sat on my porch, staring at the wreckage of my yard, and made a decision. Karen wasn't getting away with this. Monday morning, I called a lawyer. Her name was Ms. Patel, a no-nonsense woman who'd dealt with HOA tyrants before. When I showed her the photos, the Facebook post, and the messages from neighbors confirming Karen's history of meddling, she nodded. Defamation and conspiracy to commit theft. We can work with this. The lawsuit was filed by Wednesday. I sued Karen for defamation, claiming her post falsely labeled my sale as free, damaging my reputation and causing financial loss. The theft conspiracy charge was trickier, but Ms. Patel argued Karen's actions incited others to take my property without permission. The neighborhood buzzed with gossip. Some thought I was overreacting. Others, like Mr. Torres, offered to testify about Karen's vendetta against me. The court date came a month later. Karen showed up in a garish floral blazer, looking like she'd rehearsed her victim's speech in the mirror. She claimed she'd made an honest mistake and was just trying to help the community. But Ms. Patel was ready. She presented the Facebook post, screenshots of Karen's comments mocking my trashy sale, and Lila's video showing Karen watching the chaos unfold with a smile. The judge wasn't impressed. "Ms. Nguyen," he said, addressing Karen by her last name, "your actions caused significant harm to Ms. Jinnah's property and reputation. Your claim of a mistake lacks credibility given the evidence of intent." Karen's face crumpled. She tried to interrupt, but the judge shut her down. I almost felt bad almost. Then I remembered my grandmother's lamp, the one my kids used to read under, now gone because of her. The ruling came swiftly. Karen was ordered to pay $3,500 in damages for the lost items, plus $1,000 for emotional distress. The theft conspiracy charge didn't fully stick, but the defamation verdict was enough. The courtroom was silent as Karen stormed out, muttering about ungrateful neighbors. But the real justice came later. The HOA held an emergency meeting the next week. Karen's reign as president was overvoted out unanimously after neighbors shared stories of her petty fines and power trips. Mr. Torres sent me a photo of her packing up her office, her face redder than her blazer. I used the settlement money to replace some of what I'd lost, but the real victory was peace. My yard was mine again, no longer under Karen's microscope. I even held another yard sale the next month, this time with a big sign, "Not free. Price is final." Nobody dared mess with it. Karen moved away a few months later. Her house sold to a nice young couple who actually waved hello. The neighborhood felt lighter, like we'd all exhaled a breath we'd been holding. I learned something through it all. People like Karen thrive on control, but they crumble when you fight back with proof and persistence. Sometimes, justice isn't just a courtroom win. It's watching a bully's empire fall, piece by smug piece. The end.